Alright, what's up everybody? How's it going? It's Beck, aka Dansg08 here. Welcome to another live stream session. Let me know if you can hear me and the game properly before we get started. I love how people have started to kind of do it before I ask now. That's so good. It's taken a while, but I've kind of trained the audience to give me that confirmation before we get started. I still feel like generally not experienced enough a streamer to just be always sure that my setup's correct. I keep having to change it around so often because every time I do something different I have to change the settings a bit. It's like if I'm recording Final Fantasy IX attack only, it's different. If I'm recording Rebirth on the PS5, it's different. If I'm streaming, it's different. So I have different kind of presets, but certain things still need to change, so it's always a chance something can go wrong. So that's why I always like to make a check before we start. I mean, it literally happened on the anniversary stream, where of course that one was the one where something went wrong. But yeah, here we are. Welcome to another stream on the channel. So we are continuing to make our way through the Final Fantasy X randomizer playthrough, the Sphere Grid randomizer playthrough. And the last 3 sessions basically have all been monster capturing. Now, before we started, I had a quick check. I reloaded the save so that the prizes and stuff don't get given again. But I had a check to see if we've missed anything up until this point, because we only have 2 areas left. One is Inside Sin and the other is Omega Ruins, and we've captured 10 of everything so far. So we've done pretty well to get to this point, but it's literally the most difficult set of monster capturing left to go and the most time consuming one. So basically I think no matter what happens, I'll probably make this the final monster capturing session. Like if we can't get it done in this one, I'll just do it in between like this session and the next. But the plan is basically, I think, to do the Inside Sin monster capturing, leave the Omega Ruins until the end, because I want to go there and actually take on the area as well. And I think in the meantime, after I've done the Sin capturing, I'll come here, I'll collect all of the rewards that we've got so far, and then we'll be able to go to Remiem Temple as well to get Yuna's Moon Sigil. So depending how things go, we might get that done in today's session as well. But I think I should probably start with the Inside Sin monster capturing, just so that we have like one kind of major block of monster capturing. And then we'll come back, pick up some rewards, and head towards Remiem Temple to get the Moon Sigil, so that when I do go into Omega Ruins, I'll see how I want to tackle it. It might just be, I'll try to kind of capture my way through it, or maybe we'll just we'll ignore the capturing for now and just see if we can go in and get to Omega. So we'll see how things go, but for now I think I want to travel to Inside Sin and get going. No shit, that's correct. Maester Erica is now a matron too. Congratulations. Awesome stuff. Matron should be 4 years, I think. So you've been a member on the channel for 4 years. And well, a moderator for over 6. So just awesome.
We're counting on you, kid.
It's a randomizer, any other conditions, like low level, no mix. So I'll explain that in a second. Let me go. It's been a little while since I kind of talked through, so if there's anyone that's joining in that's not familiar with the challenge, and while monster capturing has kind of been very kind of un-randomizer-like, we haven't really had to use randomizer stuff as much for it, so I'll kind of talk you guys through just briefly again what we're doing here. So yeah, the main thing here, as of this point, we still don't really have any true randomizers for the game. When I say true randomizers, I mean things like stuff that randomizes enemy placements and stats and that kind of thing. The randomizer we do have is for the Sphere Grid, and so basically this means that the stat increases and the abilities that you get for each person's Sphere Grid will be different to the normal. They will be randomized. And so what I said from the very start was that the way to keep this fair and to keep it fun and challenging, at least to some degree, is to basically not allow characters to break out from their own portions of the Sphere Grid. So what you see here for Waka, for example, this part of the grid belongs to him, and if I end up breaking locks or teleporting around the grid, I can just basically pick up all of the stats and stuff like skills and items and stuff that I need anyway, not items, abilities. And if I do that, then it kind of kills the whole point of doing a randomizer in the first place. So the main biggest restriction is the fact that we are keeping to these grids, and whatever abilities and stuff we get from here, that's what we're going to basically be running with for everything that we try to beat in the challenge. So we've managed to complete the story already, but we have a lot of way more difficult bosses still to fight. And so the plan is, the stats that I have right now, I don't think they're going to be enough to beat a lot of the bosses still to come. And so one thing I did allow in this challenge is to basically fill these empty nodes with purple spheres if we can get them. So this will at least get us a little bit more strength, a little bit more HP, a little more agility, whichever one I think I need. And it should be something that at least gives me a better chance of surviving or defeating the most difficult enemies in the game, like the optional stuff. So that's generally where we're at. We've been monster capturing for quite some time now. Thankfully, we've done a good job. Like, there hasn't been anything super challenging yet, but now we are heading towards the most dangerous part of the game for this stuff, and we need to be super duper careful to make sure we don't screw up. So let's see. I think I'm already afraid of the flyers here. And I think what I'll probably do is I'll work near a save sphere, so I'm going to quickly just turn encounters off. I'm going to go near the save sphere so I can just regularly save as we go here, because this is dangerous and this place is like a game over magnet, so I need to be careful. So yeah, that's the general setup. Thank you to everyone as always for joining the live streams and keeping me company and hanging out. Okay, so I will begin here. And yes, the eagle-eyed among you will have spotted this. I have officially begun the Final Fantasy X Masters mod made by our very own Carithian, but I will not talk about it too much now. I will premiere the first episode of this next week. I think it's scheduled for the 2nd of August. It's going to be a premiere, and I'll talk all about it in that one. So for now, we won't share too much about it, but yes, it is there. So that's a little spoiler for what's to come. I've officially made a start. But we won't talk about it yet, so don't ask me questions about the mod. You can ask Carithian general stuff, because he's in the chat, of course, but in terms of how I got on with the mod, what do I think, etc., just leave it for the video itself. So I want to just have a... Did she have a better confused ward thing? She didn't. Okay. Let's just have a look at what we're generally facing and try to come up with some ways to defeat them. Yeah, so we're going to see a lot of these guys. I think with this one, sometimes I struggle to remember which area they belong to. I assume anything that appears in this portion of Sin's, like inside Sin, belongs to the inside Sin section, and some of them cross over with Omega Ruins. So we will see. Now, the trouble we have with this one is obviously the armor. It's quite problematic. But staying near a save sphere, we can basically exploit some of this type of stuff, I think, to weaken it. So armor break and mental break has been applied. We can use things like Sleep Buster, so we definitely have some tools. I think I'm going to go to ×2 speed here as well, because we have a lot of work to do. And so I think in general, like, we're doing pretty good damage. It's still going to take a little while, but we should be able to get there. I think the fact that our agilities come up enough to generally get a few turns against these guys is pretty good. But even with that, the Adamantos obviously has a lot of health, so not the easiest to deal with. I think the safest is to try our best to not really let it get a turn. But yeah, most likely it will be monster capturing, but if we can finish this place like quickly enough, say within the next couple of hours, then we'll have enough time to... Yeah, I should have done Sleep Buster. We'll have enough time to go to Remium. When he's low on health, he's going to do Earthquake a bit more, but I think we should still be okay. There we go. It's also the only regular enemy immune to percentage damage for some reason. Weird. Is it worth swapping some characters and non-capture weapons if you're worried about speed? I don't think there's any weapons that's really going to help me too much in terms of going faster here, I would say. Now, this is the only good thing about this particular encounter now is that normally obviously very dangerous, but we should be able to, provided that we actually capture it, we should be able to avoid Meteor, right? Otherwise that would be a bit of a rude awakening. But just to be safe, I'm going to throw on a few extra things here. I think Heave is still a one-hit KO. Let's see. Yeah, it would have been a one-hit KO. So this is basically one of the most difficult captures here, but for us it shouldn't be a huge problem. Although that said, Waka will already die. Let's take a chance here. No, let's not. Beheaves Waka again. Just about. He's definitely getting picked on a little. I might just Sentinel up here. I think that might be the easier way to do it. Just trying to find the best way. Okay, it's obsessed with Heave right now. Yeah, okay. So we get another turn so we can Sentinel then instead. But it's just the sheer damage that's going to take a while to do here. Another thing I need to check in general is that when we get to, like when we finish all of the monster capturing and we start to pick up the spoils of battle, we're going to like get an overlap of items. So we need to kind of watch out. Does anyone have Provoke? I think it was Yuna. Yeah, so we can also Provoke here. That's another good option. So I forgot what it did. Was it always just Thundara or Thundaga or something? Let's find out. So I'm not going to Sentinel this time, just in case. Let's just see what it does first. I don't remember exactly at the moment. It just does a normal swipe. Interesting. Okay. That's really nice. She doesn't have evade and counter, which would have been really good, but I think we should still manage. PR7, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Yeah, just the sheer damage needed will take a little while. 1,400. I think she needs a little more. Just takes forever. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I just remember like no sphere grid days trying to capture these guys, and no sphere grid was such a pain. I could start using shadow gems and stuff, but I'm going to try to avoid it for now if I can. So I think we can keep track of how many of those we've captured, so that's the first one. What time is it where I am? It's 1:30, well, it's 1:44 PM at the moment. Curry and Rice, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. It's always nice to see familiar but new faces in the stream. It's been a while since I've seen Curry and Rice hanging out. Good to see you. And thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, PR7. Appreciate that. So I think swapping in Yuna for Provoke generally works pretty well. Damn, Rules made it all the way to gold Oran status. Nice. So Waka being able to one-hit KO these guys, very useful, but unfortunately they're not part of this area, so it's not that important for us. No. Did they counter magic? Do I plan on bribing? That's going to come in later. I will have to bribe, I think, for level 4 key spheres. It's one of those. I think a Lulu Waka kind of 1-2 here works pretty well. We can just about do enough damage. Ah, well, Oren can do it too, actually. Nice. So since those guys come in twos, we should be able to get that done fairly quick. But I think I will save pretty regularly, like every 5-10 minutes. If it has been a little while since I saved, try and remind me. Like after 10-15 minutes or so, if you haven't seen a save. Yeah, so like these encounters are dangerous, but I guess we don't need to do them. We can just flee. If I keep getting gifted subs, can I reach the next sub tier? Yes, you can. You definitely can. There's definitely some people that have basically kind of just been hanging around the streams and been picking up these the gifted subs and made it to high tiers. Okay. Isn't there a mod on Steam for more encounters? Yeah, there is, but because we're on like ×2 anyway, the encounters happen pretty quickly still. Can't collab with Duolingo. Yeah, that would be a good sponsorship actually, some kind of like language learning app. Okay, now we can get to work again. It's just remembering who to defend with and who to attack with when you're trying to just go fast. But yeah, at the moment I've tried to transition to using the Babbel app. I used Duolingo for a long time, just to kind of help me just get started and just start like practicing a little bit every day and stuff, but it's not going to be a way for you to actually become like legitimately, I think, fluent or good at the language. And so Babbel is not going to really do that either, but I feel like it's the next kind of natural progression from Duolingo, so I'm testing out Babbel at the moment. I think Babbel is better than Duolingo, I think, for people that are more serious about trying to learn. But as I say, I doubt it's going to actually get you there and make you like truly proficient. But I'm hoping that will at least kind of take me up a tier. Okay. So there you go. Thanks to Meteor not happening when it gets captured, it really helps to trivialize the Behemoth King. And he dropped a level 3 key sphere, by the way. That was nice. I think literally after every Behemoth King, I'm going to save. It would be cool if the game told you out of 10 how many you have to catch. Yes, I totally agree. It's a missed opportunity, I think. So here, I might start using some of my dream powders. And then maybe Lulu can help us out a little bit here. Or maybe we can poison them, honestly. How many poison fangs do we have? 12, that's not that many. Just thinking what's the best way. It might be better to just leave one asleep and then just attack. But yeah, I think ultimately Demi's probably going to be our best bet here. Yeah, Demi mixed with just attacking for the rest. I think we should be able to get through. Nice. So I think we should be pretty safe thanks to Sleep working against these guys and also Demi. So for people that have been wanting to see Kimari more, at least he's having a little chance to shine again here. But yeah, without armor break, it's definitely gonna take a bit longer. Yeah, from here we should be good. All right. There it is. One of each Gemini. Oh, and a Tetra arm guard. Nice. Obviously, we're going to start to get some nicer equipment drops here. I mean, I'll take that. Excellent. What do you think of mods that swap character faces and models closer to the PS2 version? I was looking at a few yesterday. Honestly, I think it's a good idea. I always say that I think that's one of the things they kind of flunked with the HD remaster. It's just so strange to me. It's still one of those, it's a big mystery to me how whoever was working on the models, like the faces for Tidus and Yuna, presented that to like whoever was in charge, and they were like, oh yeah, good job, man, that looks really, really good, like we're happy with that. I just don't get how it's possible it made it through all of those kind of checks and everyone thought, yeah, this is a great idea. I think the Tidus and Yuna faces are just genuinely not that good. So yeah, I mean, any mod that makes it look a bit more like the PS2 version, I think that's probably smart. I've not tried any myself. I try to not play with too many mods, just in case it causes some issues and breaks some things. But yeah, I think putting it to sleep like this way kind of doesn't work as well. I think for this one we just go for it like this. That's the product of Japanese work culture. I think if a high level executive liked it, nobody would talk back. I don't have enough insight to say anything about that, but yeah, those are the type of mods I'm happy to have. But to be honest, I mean, increasingly over time, thankfully, more and more people, as they get used to the stream environment and that kind of thing, like there's so much less to mod than there used to be back in the day. And so thank you to everybody, obviously, for being so great and for making our jobs much, much easier. It was a very different experience. Like for the first, I think 3-4 years of like running the 24/7 stream and that kind of thing, it was definitely it was definitely interesting. It was fun times. But now it's definitely a lot more chill. People kind of understand, I think. People who I think just don't really like how it's been run, like they don't like the way that we do it, they've obviously moved on, and that's fair. You know, everyone should hang out where they feel the most comfortable and they enjoy themselves the most. But I think everyone that's been able to get with the program or just appreciate it by default, I think they've it's been really good. So this guy does appear frequently. I don't think there's too much of a better way to do this. A9, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. I think we throw in a Demi early here just for some extra damage. This is going to be... Oh yeah, sorry. Carifian said that it's immune. Forgot about that. It's just so intuitive to just use Demi on basically all of the random encounters. That's annoying. So we kind of have to still do it this way anyway. But thankfully these guys appear pretty frequently, so we should be able to capture them pretty fast. Don't want to make a mistake when it's low on HP. Sometimes those earthquakes are just weird depending on like your agility and the turn order and that kind of thing. Like you can actually get caught out by the earthquake because it delays you. It can get multiple hits on you, and obviously it hits everybody, so you can find yourself with a game over out of nowhere if you're not careful, depending on your stats and the situation. I love donuts. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. But yeah, as I say, they really like to appear here. I have already a lot more of these than I have the X-Arrays. Wild World, welcome to the stream also. Good to see you. Definitely a lot of newer people that I haven't seen around as much people I know from the 24/7 maybe, but that haven't been on the live streams as much, so it's nice to see a diverse audience. That was a mistake. Thank you for the donation, Hoffenheim. Yeah, I mean, I think that was one of the most like clear-cut, deserved wins I've seen for a Euros. I don't think there can be too much debate that Spain were the best team and deserved to win the most out of everybody. They ran the gauntlet. They had difficult matches. They played great football. They you know, they came up clutch when they needed to. I think it was pretty clear-cut. Yeah, you have to be careful. Like I say, I mean, a couple of times there I didn't put the sleep back on, and so if you get lazy, you can get a game over. At this point, do I have any game overs? I don't think I have any, right? It's been like 52 hours. Have we seen a game over? I'm sure we have. EA Burns, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Let's just immediately go for the provoke. Just make sure we get this set up. We're going to get light curtains as a reward, I think, from the monster capturing anyway, so I don't mind using them up here. Actually, I wonder if Lulu does a regen, does that kind of save the need for Yuna to heal here? And she just defends? It probably compensates for it, honestly. And I think especially early on, again, we can get a few demis in. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm so used to seeing quad 9. I'm like, how did that do so much damage? I completely forgot. He's got his Celestial weapon. So he can do more than quad 9 damage. That's dope. It's kind of rare to see like that much damage with a gravity move. That's crazy. Nice. Zansuken, welcome to the stream. How long has it been since I've caught a Dansg08 live stream? Tell us. I would like to know. I mean, I've been live streaming regularly since, what was it, like December or something I did the first one? Like of this live. This is number 17. So I think I've been fairly consistent. Yeah, Demi's been doing really well. So this is a faster way to take this guy out. I did see someone mention something about speedrunning Final Fantasy X-2. Not going to happen. Not particularly interested in that. I've only ever attempted to speedrun a game like once. And that was MGS3, like way back in the day. Basically, I was really deep into MGS3 back then. I'm talking like 2011, something like that. 2012. Maybe earlier, actually, 2010, possibly. And I was like watching videos of like speedruns and all this kind of stuff. And I was just generally curious about like, I've seen what these guys can do. Can I literally like copy them? Basically, like, can I get good enough at the game to just practice and copy what they're doing? And I have 2 videos of it on the channel. They're very, very old, very obscure videos that barely anyone ever watched, but they're literally like 2 small kind of speedrun videos where I tried to basically copy the strategy and the execution that I saw from like the world record holder at the time. And I think I did roughly about 15 minutes worth of the game like that. And I was just like, no, I'm not built for this. And so I gave up. So that was my one speedrunning experience. It's just, in general, it's just not for me, I think. Okay, Yuna just about survived that. That was not the greatest kind of turn setup there. Not sure that's going to be enough, but we'll see. James A, thank you for the gifted membership. Okay. Just get unit set up again. Speedrun Elden Ring. Yeah, that's a game I'd be more likely to speedrun, honestly, because the speedrun, depending on which one you do, is pretty fast. I'd be more likely to speedrun that than like a JRPG, I think. Okay, I'll quickly heal up one more time, and then we should be able to continue. So how many Behemoth Kings is that? Is this number 5? I think this might be number 5. We've been doing pretty well so far with these. I think they appear a bit more frequently in here. Demi one more time. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow says 5. That's what I was thinking anyway, so I'm assuming it's right. Is the audio softer than usual? Do you mean like in terms of volume it's quiet, or just lacks bass? Overall it's soft. That's still not that informative to me. I don't know what that really means. 5 anti-10 bass boosted. Inside Sin is a fairly is it my voice that sounds soft, or is it the sound of the game? If so, yeah, Inside Sin is a fairly quiet track. Like in battle, does it sound normal? Obviously the battle theme should sound like what you always know. Sound is fine to me. Okay. Okay, enough people are saying that it sounds normal there, I'll go with it. Okay, fair enough. Wow. Good stuff. Back to this. Okay. I like the whole just leave regen on her as well. Okay, let's get started once again. Kimari in. So Kimari is the one that has done the most damage of anyone so far, I think, in the playthrough. With that 15,000. ×2 speed also takes away battle sound. Yeah, that is true. It's unfortunate, but obviously I don't really know how they would have made it work, because the pitch would obviously have to change to speed it up and stuff. But like if they kept it the same, I don't know, it'd still be a bit weird. I think it's a sacrifice they have to make. It's still better than when I used to play on emulator, because emulator is a great way to play the game, but the only downside is when you speed it up, obviously everything speeds up, including the music, so you can't really listen to it properly. Like the sped up music just sounds jarring to me. But yeah, with regen as well, Yuna's just chilling. Nice, and evasion's good enough to dodge a lot of those. So I think that's number 6. So I think, yeah, once I get 10 Behemoth Kings, I'm going to move on. Wow, that was close. This is a dangerous situation. Only Auron Well, Riku knows Flea, technically. So let's just... She's the one who naturally knows it. I didn't teach her it afterwards. But yeah, having at least one first strike when you're capturing, definitely a good idea. Shoe Puff Riders Jam Band, yeah. If you guys want to band together and do something like that, that's cool. Any news on when rebirths come to PC? No, I think they've generally been pretty bad with that stuff. Let's get this on there. I think it was the same for Remake as well. It took a long time. I think they said something like it was like supposed to be 6 months of exclusivity, and it's already obviously gone past that, and there's not even an announcement, so it's going to be probably 2025, be my guess. Probably like summer 2025 or something. I think let's just leave it to Kimari for a little bit. Just let him work it here. That's why I generally just don't wait, especially if it's Final Fantasy stuff. I just don't wait for it to come out on PC. It's understandable, like if you're kind of lucky enough to be able to play it on both systems for Final Fantasy, I just don't think that whole, oh, I'll just wait for the PC version. Unless you're literally happy to wait at least about 12 to 18 months, I think. Then, you know, you're going to be disappointed, and you're going to be fighting to avoid spoilers, and all your friends are going to play it, and, like, you know. See you later, Dansg08, and thanks for joining us anyway. So, yeah, I think for me, I just wouldn't get Final Fantasy on PC. Unless it's been a while and it's like on sale and I want to replay it and I want to just kind of benefit from the PC version, then sure, but... Okay. Let's get that armor break. Yeah, I do think it's genuinely hurting sales, the whole, like, how long this is taking. If they could shoot for some kind of multi-platform release or genuinely do it within, like, 6 months, I think that would have made a pretty big difference, but I think they have lost a lot of sales, potentially. Okay, that's not a problem. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is 154 episodes, or like the complete, like seeing the credits roll. I've done everything I want to do on my first playthrough, and then I've started working on the brutal and legendary Chadley challenges, which are, as they sound, incredibly brutal, and I have opinions about it, but I'll share them in the actual videos. Okay, more of the same. Need to get that armor break though. Yeah, Chadley and that emoji. I would go for that. Micahs, welcome back to the Shoe Puff Riders. And a Machin as well. Yeah, this one Kimari just can't help out, unfortunately. How hard does he hit compared to Lulu? No, Lulu still hits harder. Just trying to see if there's anyone else that can kind of help out a bit more, but I think Lulu still is the third hardest hitting of everybody. She's got the power. Mansour Gaming, welcome to the stream. Yeah. It's true. You're not gonna hear that very often. But once again, I didn't play diligently enough. Got to remember to always put it back to sleep. I had the Final Fantasy 13 walkthrough running the other day, and can I just say the music for Airbo is one of my absolute favorites. So underrated. I think the music of Final Fantasy 13, I always say it's truly, I think it's like my top 5 Final Fantasy soundtracks. The soundtrack for 13 is just incredibly good. I promise you, if the soundtrack was identical and everything around it was better, like it truly was like an all-time great Final Fantasy according to most people, then the soundtrack would kind of elevate automatically just because everything else would be better anyway. And so then it would be like, oh my god, this is like one of the greatest video game soundtracks and blah blah, but it obviously becomes a bit underrated because the game itself is not quite at the same level as the best of the best. But even among like Final Fantasy soundtracks, where I always say like a great soundtrack is kind of just average because they're all great, I think for me it stands out as being particularly awesome. Okay, just get these in. Yeah, I think we should have enough supplies in general to get all of our capturing done here. Do you ever need music for your videos? In general, no, because like the content that I make obviously fits inside the Final Fantasy / gaming sphere, where I just tend to use soundtrack stuff from the games, so it tends to make life much easier. It's very rare that I'm specifically in need of music for a video. I think we'll wait a little longer. I have good old Splendid Performance to take care of the background music for most of my one-off videos anyway. I made that like the channel's anthem. Okay, let's wait. One more demi. Splendid Performance is the game over music. Ah shit, this one doesn't have. It's such a big difference when you don't have armor break, it takes forever. If you're trying to hack through without armor break, it's not a good idea. So is this 3 sets of these or 4? I think it might be 4. Today the weather's been mixed bag. It was pretty crap early in the day. There's a little bit of rain and stuff, but it's improved. I think it's a bit humid and like a bit muggy out there, but it has improved. As I said before, I generally prefer the lower temperatures of summertime anyway, like between 20 and 25. I much prefer that. I'm not a fan of when it goes over 25. I'll take like any dry weather between like 19 and 25. That's like optimal for me. Normal hit. It's actually sunny in Manchester. Nice. While we're all sitting inside and watching Final Fantasy X. Going. Behemoth King's kind of dried up. We were getting a bunch of them back to back, but yeah, is there anyone that's able to watch this like outside somehow? Like you've got some kind of semi-outdoor setup, or you're on a mobile phone or something? Is there anyone? I was watching this while walking. Okay, there you go. I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, earthquake, but should be fine. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty cool to be able to watch this stuff outside. Kind of wish I could stream outside sometimes. It'd just be so much literally cooler. What's my room temperature? It's climbing up. It's almost 26 degrees Celsius now. Still not too bad. Last time, the last stream, I think it got up to about 29 or something. So in general, it's a little bit cooler than the previous stream. What is this outside you're talking about? Yeah, I forgot. True gamers don't know what that is. But hey, thanks to things like the Steam Deck, you can enjoy gaming outside too. I think I'm gonna I've actually started playing Ori like this week as like my just for fun game. It had been a while since I've been able to play anything new that I hadn't played before, but I started Ori this week actually. I've had the 2 games on my Steam for literally years, and I thought, okay, now's the time. So I've been playing it on Steam Deck. It's a great game for the Steam Deck. Obviously, it runs really well on there, and I can dock it up to my TV when I want to as well. So I've been playing a mix of like handheld and docked for it, and it's been working pretty well. Ori and the Blind Forest, yes indeed. That's exactly what I mean. Good game so far. I think I've got maybe 3-4 hours in. Enjoying it so far. I think because I played Hollow Knight first, I got a little bit spoiled, I think, because the Hollow Knight is just so awesome. I don't think so far, at least, Ori's quite as good as Hollow Knight, but definitely enjoying it. Don't need to finish it off here. We must be getting close now to 10 of these. Yeah, Ori definitely has a really beautiful art style. Yeah, if you're familiar with Hollow Knight, for me it has a lot of crossover with it in terms of style. Side-scroller platformer type, yeah. Let's see. What are we doing? Yeah. Set this up again. Yeah, Hollow Knight is definitely one where if you've never played it before, I strongly recommend. It's a brilliant game. And well, if you start now and complete over the next 3 years, you might be just in time for the release of the second game, which has been one of those that has been trolling people for a long time. I think they teased the second game like years ago, but it's a pretty small indie studio. I believe they're still an indie studio. And so it's taken them a while to release the second game, but there's a lot of people waiting with bated breath for it, but there just hasn't been any updates about it for a very long time, unfortunately. Yeah, I think with the Olympics, I tend to be more like track and field. I don't tend to watch as much of the other stuff. Sometimes I generally just put it on as like background stuff, just to be watching something, but I think the ones I tend to watch a bit more closely are some of the track and field stuff. Ever since I was a kid, I was most interested, I think, in stuff like sprinting. I was a decent sprinter when I was in like early high school, I guess. I'm still fairly quick, but obviously not enough to like actually legitimately pursue anything related to it, but it was the one that interested me the most in terms of athletics. Like I used to do like the 100 meters on sports day and stuff like that. I could probably run faster than the average person, but I wouldn't say like, oh, I'm a sprinter. That'd be very unrealistic. Tainted Child, welcome to the stream. Yeah, was a sprinter, now just like speed runs. I mean, technically every race in track and field is a speed run, no? Because you're trying to get there as quickly as possible. So I mean, a speed run that takes 10 seconds, I'd be inclined to probably try it, you know. But a speed run that takes, you know, an hour, maybe less so. Hey Danny, welcome to the stream, good to see you. The only thing I run is my mouth. Let's get straight... Actually, no. Let's do this again. This has been working well for us. Track and field, any percent. Basically, yeah. I mean, every single race is a speed run by default. Even the marathon's technically a speed run. Alright, let's get Kimari in. I can't wait until Peeves find glitches for 100 meter any percent. Usain Bolt was basically a human glitch anyway. That's about as close as you're going to get. Literally running too, yeah. Yeah, I do wonder how long Usain Bolt's record is going to stand for in the 100 meters. It's already been a long time. Wasn't it set in like 2009 or something? Like he's had the record already for a long time. Either like 2012 or 2009 or something like that. So it's already been ages. 2000, yeah, it was 2009, so I remember right. I don't know, man. I don't think anyone's even that close right now. Like in 100 meter sprinting terms, I don't think anyone's been that close. Even running like 9.7s are kind of, you're still quite far off, like in terms of literal world record pace. He was just insane. Wasn't there a female runner that surpassed his record? Maybe it's a different type of record, I'm not sure which one. I think the women's one is still standing from like 1988 or something, the women's 100 meter sprint record, isn't it? Like the women's sprint record is really old, and it's one of the more like contentious ones where there was like people wondering, is it legit, is it not? Okay, that's another Behemoth King in the books. Yeah, I think especially in this day and age, it's a bit more of a controversial record, the women's one. But I don't know too much about it, so I'm not going to comment. At the end of the day, they've had like, I guess, over 30 years to try and kind of discount it. If it's still there, then I don't know. Who am I to say it's not legit? Let's do that. Yeah, if there's any like more people who know their athletics and sprinting, they can help to advance that discussion, but I don't know. I mean, it's not the type of thing I know enough to argue about, especially on the internet. It's just not worth it. But there's probably some good YouTube videos on it for like about that particular sprinting record and the evidence for and against it being legitimate. But yeah, it is 1988. It's a very old one. It's got to be one of the oldest still standing at this point for track and field, surely. Might head to France and catch them live on the weekends if I can. Yeah, that would be awesome. But I'd imagine trying to get to France at this particular time, like any kind of transport, like ferries, hotels, like tickets, all of that stuff, must be pretty crazy. Yeah, I think I saw a video once about that, the 400 meters. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think the older a record gets, the more like scrutinized it probably becomes, and the more people are like, wait a minute, there's just no way this record can still stand and be this old when things have progressed so much, and they probably start to scrutinize it more and say, hold on, wait a minute, something's not right here. I think we take the hit here. Ah. One hit KO. As there is a big membership gifting bonanza there. Thank you so much, Michaels and Elno. Congratulations to all of the new Shoe Puff riders out there. Damn, that's a big bunch there. Thank you guys so much. Basically, whole chat's gone green. Wow, that was a clutch survival right there. So when you get ambushed, you're really on the back foot to start here. But we'll get there. I'm green again. Yeah, I think especially for people that kind of basically need gifts to continue their membership like that, it must be quite thrilling to like have another shot at it and to go green again. But I think again it's just a testament to how generous the community is, that there's people that literally have like relatively high level badges just from the generosity of others, so that's huge. So thank you all so much. Not sleep bus, so that's not going to help very much. So we must be getting close here. This must be like number 8 or 9 or something like that. Yeah, basically the chat's gone all green. I always say, I think my general like community, I think it tends to punch above its weight. Like if you look at the concurrent viewers number, it's not that high, but it's just like it's a dedicated like active group of people that genuinely have a lot of love for the franchise and the channel and that kind of thing. So yeah, I always really appreciate that. Like it's not always about the raw numbers. If you can have 65 people, but you know people are being generous and people are engaging in the chat, it's still busy, then it really doesn't matter whether it's 65 or it's 600. So especially I think with stream stuff, like quality over quantity, as Tomorrow would say. So yeah, I agree. I've always said it, like up after a point, I think if you get too big with the streams, you just lose that connection. It's just very hard, I think, to keep up that kind of feel, that kind of tight-knit community feel when there's literally, imagine we had 10 times as many people here right now and 10 times the amount of messages happening. Like it would be extremely difficult to, you know, for any one individual to carry on any kind of conversation, or for me to keep up, or for me to see that Jimples has gifted 5 memberships and to thank them for that, etc. So yeah, massively appreciate it. And generally, as I say, I like where it is now. I don't have like big aspirations of like, oh, I wish I had 500 concurrent viewers all the time and stuff. I just, as long as I have enough, it's good enough for me. And currently we have enough, so we're good. I think, let's say we literally dropped to like 20-30 viewers, and like, you know, it really started to, like, the chat started to dry up. There were like extended periods where it was just silent, and we kind of just started to lose that feel. Then yeah, obviously I'd have to look to do something different, but I think for now we're still very good. How's my schedule? Any room for World of Final Fantasy? In the future, probably yes. That's one of the kind of spin-off Final Fantasy titles that I've talked about. So yeah, I'd like to, but not in like any near future. No. Yeah, quite often it tends to be lurkers that gift the membership. It's kind of weird like that. We've got people like Elno that are just like, they're known. Like everyone who hangs out in the streams knows who Elno is, but Elno themselves, they prefer to just chill and just enjoy like the content. They're not that interactive in the chat. So everyone kind of does it their own way, but whatever it is, we all appreciate it. Okay. I'm hoping this is the last one, or we've already caught 10. Has anyone been keeping count? I've kind of been losing count. It's hard for me to do that while interacting with the chat. It must be like 9 or something. 9 or 10. Gotta be close. We are on at least 8. Yeah, that's roughly where I'm at as well. I'd love to see the message pop that you've already caught 10 now. Wow, she learned an overdrive mode. Nice. More than 1, less than 10. Thank you, Dan. Brilliant insight. Alright, let's bring in Oren. Finish the job. Okay. I guess Dan was right. It was less than 10.